I'd like to introduce Dr. Tam O'Day-Stevens, who is the Dean of Students here at Goodwin. And I want her to just give you a couple of statements about what goes on and how to reach things, and I'll pass out her goodies that she brought you. So.
Good evening, everybody. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces. I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome to Graduate Studies and the beginning of writing. Just kidding. Just wanted to say that Student Services is located in our main building on the second floor across from our cafeteria area. That's where primarily a lot of our offices are located. A lot of graduate students use specific resources in our office, and I kind of wanted to highlight those resources for you so you knew what those were. We have our accessibility office, which a lot of times students may have had accommodations in the classroom in their undergraduate programs. Just know as a graduate student, you can continue those accommodations and or put those into place if you're coming from a different institution. The person that you would see would be Jesse Spider, and I have information about his that I'm going to leave with Sandi for each of you and how to contact him. So I have that information here with me. So that's accessibility services, but I wanted you to know that that service does exist for all students on campus. The other thing I wanted to share with you that comes under our umbrella is our career services team. Over the semester, you're going to start to see career services as well as myself coming to your classes to do various programs and topics around the career umbrella. So some of those will include resume, interview, prep for success, negotiating salary, using your strengths quests in finding another job, using strengths quests in the hiring process. We're also going to talk about conflict and mediation in the hiring process as well as in the work environment. So a lot of these are going to be folded into your curriculum, but they're also going to be offered outside your curriculum. One really cool program that the Career Office does that I think a lot of graduate students could benefit from, we do in the fall and the spring, it's called mocktails. So we do appetizers and mocktail drinks, and we invite networking employers and networking friends of the college, and they come in and they practice actual networking with our students. It's a great event. It's on December 13th, and there's also a list of the resume cafes on this sheet, so I'm going to leave this with Sandi also for you for the semester. One of the things that I learned when I started my graduate program and my doctorate program was to always keep your resume updated. So look at your current resume, see where it's at, and as you go through this program to build it and to add to it as you go. So when you're done with the program, it's ready to launch and ready to go where you need to go. We also have what's called CCN, which is College Central Network. It's an online board for our students, and jobs are posted by employers as well as from local businesses. And we put students' resumes on there, and a lot of our employers pull our students' resumes from that CCN board. So we will go over that also in your classes, how to log into that, how to get your resume on there. But we'd like to make sure that your resume is where it needs to be at the graduate level before we put that out on CCN. But that's another benefit of working with the career team and learning how to get your resume out there. So just know that that service is also available to you. The third resource that I'd like to mention that a lot of graduate students will use in our area is our engagement office. So our student engagement office puts on a ton of programs. We put on our orientation program every year. We put on, we have a Jets and Patriots football game coming up that you can get tickets to, and there's a bus. We do a baseball game in the summer. Usually it's Sox and Yankees. This year it was Sox and Blue Jays. We also have a family fall fun fair. It's always the last Saturday in October. It's a really great event to bring families to. So if you have children, nieces or nephews, or family members that you'd like to bring, it's kind of like a kind of a fall fair. We have vendors, face painters, things for kids to do, tons of great food, and that's out on the main campus down by the river, and that's the last Saturday of the month. But if you go on the website and you go to the engagement page, which is under student services, you can see all the events for the year that are coming up. A lot of our events are family friendly because we know a lot of people have children, families that they'd like to invite, spouses, partners. So please know that we try to build our events like that so that it's family friendly and so that you can bring people with you. So that's also on our webpage. And the last thing I kind of wanted to highlight was our Navigator discount program. I also brought copies of these. Our Navigator discount program, we have various vendors that we have partnered with the college has, and we receive discounts. So some of the places it's just students, but the majority of them are student, staff, and faculty, and they provide discounts. So there's eateries in here. There are auto places, gyms, hair salons, different places. And so look on this list, and all you have to do is show your Goodwin ID, and you get that discount. So this list is also online, but I brought a paper copy for everybody to have. So just wanted to let you know a little bit about our services. We also give out good swag in your bags. You should have a phone charger that's in there. We have some highlighters. There's a Goodwin putty and various things in there. So just so you know, that's compliments of the engagement office from orientation. But just know that we're really excited to have you here. And if you need any supports or anything else, please know my office is located on the second floor in 217 of the main building. And I'm happy to be here as a support for any student. One thing that I will say to students, which I say at the regular orientation, is to always use your village. Always make sure that you reach out to people to support you. You can't do this program alone. If you're working and you have family, et cetera, you need support from a lot of different people to be successful. Have a support on this campus. Find somebody in the writing center, a librarian to support you with your research and your writing. Those were things that I sought out early in my graduate and my doctoral career, and those things made me more successful when I was in school. Make sure you make a connection on this campus. You have your program director, obviously, with Sandi, and I think it's very important you always keep in touch with her too. But know that you have supports on this campus besides her that will help you progress through this institution, but you have to reach out and use them in order to be successful. Ask family for support and help when you need to write. Ask them to help you with things. It was very hard for me to do that, but that is the only way, is use your village. Use people around you to help you be successful and get through this process. It's a short process. It's going to feel like a lifetime initially, and you're going to blink and it's going to be over. So I wish you continued success. I'm over on the second floor again in the main building, and I'm part of your village. So welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you, dear. You're welcome. I'm going to call Becky Straub out to talk about the registrar's office. I'm going to give you a more formal welcome, but both these people were willing to come despite other responsibilities. So I just want to adhere to their times, and then we'll have our formal welcome.
Hello and welcome. My name's Becky and I work in the registrar's office. For those of you that don't know, the registrar's office is located directly to the right of the library. Can anybody tell me what the registrar's office does? I didn't know when I started college either. All right, so the registrar's office is responsible from everything to helping you from when you start here to when you finish. My lovely boss, Allison, is the one who will confer your degree and tell you that you're good to graduate. We do transcripts, so we get your transcripts in from other colleges, and we can also print you out your official and unofficial transcripts. We do add drops, withdrawals, medical withdrawals, program changes, your immunizations. If you haven't handed them in, you're going to send them to our office. And again, we're located to the right of the library. We're open up every Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday 8 to 5, and Saturday 8 to 1. My name again is Becky. I'm the assistant registrar. One of the important things I want to talk to you about is attendance. Does anybody know what the attendance is for being a student at Goodwin for census? Correct. So you should attend all of your classes. However, the first 2 weeks are very important that you attend class. So that means either 1, butt in the seat, you physically show up to class. 2, you do a homework, test, quiz, or assignment. Or 3, you post to Blackboard discussion. Not the, hi, my name is Becky and I like the color blue discussion board post, but it has to be an actual academic discussion board post. So if you do these first 3 things, I'm so sorry. If you do these first 3 things in the first 2 weeks, you remain in the course. If you don't, you will be removed from the course, given an NS, and then there are fees and financial penalties associated with that. Just so you know, attend all of your classes. However, the first 2 weeks are very important for attendance and census. Does anybody have any questions? My name is Becky. I work in the registrar's office. We're located to the right of the library. If you have any questions, let me know, and welcome to Goodwin.
Okay, now I'm formally inviting you to the MSOL program. This is the beginning of our orientation. So you've already met Tam O'Day-Stevens and you've met Becky Straub from the registrar's office. So we're going to continue with a couple more introductions, but one of the things I want to tell you is that, and I've posted this in your classes if you've gone online at all, Confucius said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And all of you have taken way more than a single step. You went through the admissions, all of the activities, all of the documents you have to forward, and all the little trials and tribulations that happen when you apply to a graduate program. We are thrilled you did it. But beyond that, you're sitting in a room and you're embarking on an entirely different journey. So I want you to just for a moment sit and think about what you're doing. I think there's somewhere around 25% of the world has a master's degree. 25%. So you are joining a group of people that are small and mighty in number. So we're really excited about what you're doing, and we're looking forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future. So we're going to continue on the idea of adding, to your village. And Tam is right. There's a lot of people. If you look around to the back of this room, there are people that stopped their day at 5 o'clock to come over here to talk to you about a wide variety of things, all of which are going to make a huge difference in your career here.
All right, my MSOL friends. I'm going to introduce myself. I am the one and only Lisa Manley. Thank you very much. I am the Director of Online Studies and the Center for Teaching Excellence. I am Blackboard, so I am your Blackboard person. But here's the great thing for you guys. You also have a Blackboard person in your cohort over here. And you have an IT person, so you guys are golden in this class, okay? So any questions, just defer them to them. No, just kidding. You'll follow the right protocol. So how many people have logged on to or were able to get to the portal so far? So good presented. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of quickly run through, and I created this fictitious student so that we can kind of run through what you'll be seeing. How many people are brand new to Goodwin? So there are a few of you. Okay, so under the website, goodwin.edu, you will find a thing called Current Students. You will click on Current Students, and you will find the new portal called My Navigator. Okay, this is a single sign-on portal. We just launched it this semester. Why did we go to this? To give you guys an ability to sign on to stuff without having to memorize too many usernames and passwords. Yay! Right? So you click on the My Navigator, but before we do that, I just want to also show you that we have the logon instructions as well to the portal. So you will find it here. And we have an online student orientation that has some of the how to use Blackboard, as well as a couple of other things like Title IX and safety information, and the portal as well. So all of that is under there if you need some more assistance, okay? So we will click on My Navigator. It will pop up to the sign-in page. Okay, you will be signing in with your Sonus ID. Give me 1 second as I try to remember who this person is. And the PIN that was given to you. And let's pray that I put it in the right way. Good sign. Okay. So I'm going to say never to this one. We don't want other people to get there. Now, for some of you who've just logged in, or some of you who've been Goodwin students and logged in for the first time to the portal, the first thing it's going to actually pop up for you is for you to create security questions. How many people ended up having that? Okay. The reason this is happening is we wanted to add an extra piece of security for you guys. So you will be asked to create 4 security questions, okay? Make sure you document these because we couldn't find the answer. Am I correct in that, Peter? We can get the answers if they forgot. But so we can look this information up, but we're hoping that you write it down and be responsible and remember what your passwords are, okay? So anytime that you log on to different computers, those 2 of the security questions will pop up for you, okay? So if somebody gets your username and PIN, yes?
Just a quick update. If you're home and not on Goodwin premises, it will ask you for verification every time, no matter what browser, no matter what computer.
So it constantly asks you. Okay.
It's apparently a NIAS requirement from what I hear.
Okay.
So it is something that we can't change at the moment unless it's.
Okay. So again, this will help you remember that the password and the security questions, okay, the answers that you have. So this is to protect you. So if somebody else is trying to log in as you and they don't have it, that's the way to keep them out of there. So, okay? Fair enough? All right, so here's the sections that you'll have connected to it. So you have Blackboard, which you'll be able to click on. When the course evaluations at the end of the semester come up, you will click on the course evaluations. It will no longer have you have to enter a username PIN on that one. It'll go right into the course evaluations. You'll have a selection if you have more than one course that you will fill out. I'm going to skip NetPartner for a minute. It'll go right into your email. So if you click on email, it will pop right into this one, I believe. Stay sign in. Yes, sure. We'll pop right into it so you won't have to log into that anymore. Processing, buffering. And it will also go into Sonus so that you can get access to Sonus as well, okay? I'm impatient, so we're going to click beyond that, but it does log you into email, so I promise. The other one, and it's not connected completely yet, is NetPartner. This is your financial aid. For those of you who have financial aid, you will, have to log in for the moment with that one, but at least the link is still here, okay? So we're going to go to Blackboard first, and let's hope it doesn't buffer too long. If for some reason, because I guess we had it happen today, that the portal page, the button doesn't work. The great news is you don't lose going to Blackboard. If you go to, you might want to write this down, goodwin.blackboard.com. goodwin.blackboard.com. It'll bring you right to the sign-in page and you can do the same thing, okay? goodwin.blackboard.com. We good? Okay. So here is what you would pop up for Blackboard. So I enrolled this student into a couple of things just so I could walk you through it. So you have, the first thing that pops up is activity stream. What is the activity stream? It is a place where messages or updates that have happened in the course. So if you have, if Dr. Coyne has put new information in there, that message, a new announcement or something, or one of your other professors puts a new announcement in, that will pop up there, it will populate in here. If they did any grading in here, that would populate. You'd get, so any new things that are coming and going into the courses that you're taking, which I believe you're going to be doing 2, but it's 1 per half, right? You're doing hybrids. So, so you'll just be having from the 1 course that you're in currently. You do have access, just so you know, to filter things up here. You have choices of just looking at assignments and tests, grades and feedback, messages, and the cog always gives you options as well, where you can check or uncheck the messages that you want to get, okay? So, because there's a lot of messages that pop up sometimes. It's like, this is crazy, how many messages? So you can filter it if you want to, okay? The next thing you have is called courses. So these are the actual courses. I enrolled this person into 2 courses. I'm just going to go to this one here, but I just wanted to put 2 courses in here. These are current courses that they're enrolled in. This particular one is set up this way. So the first one is if there's an announcement, it would pop up right here. Usually most faculty members post a welcome announcement and expectations and things like that. If they click on syllabus, oh, this one doesn't have a syllabus, you'll find information in here, and you'll also find the link to the syllabus. If it's not there, feel free to contact your professor and ask them, where's the syllabus? But I think, it's all there. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. You also have discussions. We're going to skip that for a second. Most of your discussions are also located in the weekly units. So you click on the weekly units, and most of the time, most faculty usually shut down the ones that aren't being used. Some faculty leave them all open. So it's up to you guys, because remember, this is an online class. The online portion of it is really independent, isn't it? So you have to decide what works for you. Sometimes when you see everything, some people get a little overwhelmed, okay? So don't panic. Do the week that you're in, okay? Make sure you go week by week, one moment at a time, right? One assignment at a time. So we're going to go to Unit 1. You'll see overviews, you'll see outcomes, you'll see activities. There will be lists of media. You'll see links to what your readings are going to be. You'll see videos that are linked to the assignments that you have. Then on the bottom, you'll see activities and assessments. This is in a sandbox that we have for our faculty to learn things. So learning how to upload things. And there'll be a section where you can ask questions to your instructor or to your peers. Make sure your instructor lets you know how they want to communicate. As I'm an instructor as well, you'll see me at some point in your education here in the master's program. I prefer you to email me because it goes directly to my phone and I don't have it on today, but my little watch, so it pops up right away. So I get back to you a lot quicker when you do it through my email versus asking questions within Blackboard, okay? So you find out from your instructor on what's the best way to communicate with them so you get the best results, okay? Okay. I'm going to go to week number 4. So in week number 4, there's an assignment in here. How do I know it's an assignment? Because it's underlined, and so it's a link and the little hand comes up, right? So I'm going to click on the assignment for those of you, so whenever you see those assignments, this is what pops up. And know that you have accessibility to getting your information. You can either write submission, or I would use Word, okay? Browse your computer and find your document. But you also have what they call a content collection. I'm going to show you that in a minute under your tools. Or you have access to the cloud. You guys, because you have 365, and that's free from Goodwin, you also have access to OneDrive. So you should be storing your stuff within the cloud as well. You should always have it in multiple locations, right? Never just keep it on a jump drive, because jump drives or just your computer fails sometimes, right? And you can lose that information. So use the different storage you have available, okay? So you have choices. So how many people have been using their OneDrive? Nobody? One? Okay. You should be using it, because the great thing is you have this is all active also on your phones. So you can do work off your phone or send documents and stuff. So if you're using the cloud storage, it's a lot easier to locate that information. Oh my God, I forgot to send my assignment, but I already typed it, it's in the cloud. You can just do it right from work, because we're all workers, or we all have busy lives or whatever's going on. So don't be afraid to use the cloud storage. All right. So you'd choose whatever it is, you'd upload it, and then you'd always hit submit, and it would bring it up there, okay? I'm going to skip down to here to the tools for a second. So in the tools section, oh, maybe not. Where is my little content collection? It's always different how I see it compared to how other people see it. We don't see it, do we?
What are you looking for?
The content collection. You don't, what's that?
Down.
Oh, you saw it?
On the left side, I saw contacts. Keep going. Oh, content. I thought you
Yeah, no, it's contacts. No. But you can get, well, just know that you can get it within the assignment. There's a choice. Let me go back to it for a second. I'll go back to the unit. I'll go back to 3. I'll go back to here. So if I go down to content collection, it's again another cloud storage. I stored some stuff up there. I can actually load it in there. Okay? I believe, hang on, I'm going to close out of this course for 1 second. It is actually on this one. Yes, here we go. I'm on the Ultra navigation, so the global navigation of Blackboard when you first log in before I go into the courses, that's where your content collection is. So in here I can upload or take off information. Okay, so that's where I had put it. So you get your own storage here as well. And I believe it's a couple of gigs. Do you know, Derek, do you remember how much I think it's 2 gigs. But so I think, and the same with OneDrive. So you get quite a bit of space for PowerPoints and such. If you start doing a lot of video, that can get, you know, overload a little bit. But all right, let's go back to the course. So you also have what they call calendars, and I know Sandi uses this as well. If they put due dates in there, and due dates are very, very important. If your faculty member is not doing due dates, ask them to, because then it populates into the calendar, and then the calendar shows you what things are due, and it helps you organize your time. What do I have to get done for this week? What needs to be handed in? So due dates are awesome things. And because the reason there's 2 different colors is because this particular student, I enrolled them in 2 courses. So it's indicating the different courses. Okay?
Does that sync to 365?
Yes, it does. It can. So that's the calendar. And the most important thing for you guys is your grades, right? We want to track our grades. So in here it gives, so I had thrown some grades into this system, and this is in the course itself. So it's giving you a breakdown of the courses. There are rubrics that are used, I know, in the MSOL program. The rubrics, if they're using rubrics and they're doing feedback within the rubric, you literally have to open up the rubric to see the feedback. Okay, so always make sure you look into the rubric to see the breakdown of how you scored in the different areas, okay? Very, very important. So you can click on the assignments and it will drill it down to whatever information. So here's the details. So there's nothing uploaded to this one, but if you had a writing assignment in here and they used Safe Assign and they used, they call it box view, they can write notes and stuff on there to help you in the writing areas that you need help with, okay? So don't hesitate to drill down a little bit. Make sense? Okay. Let's go back. So here's the different grades this way. If I go back to the global piece of it, there is another one called grades here. This one gives me a little color coordination here. So this is because it's only one, the other course doesn't have any grades in it, so this course gives me a breakdown as well. And this is what shows up on your smartphones as well. So greens are good, right? Greens are A's, limes are in the B's. You start getting a little lower, heading towards the reds, is a good warning sign for you guys. So if you're using the global grade section, you can kind of check to see where your grades are at as well. I believe. Any questions so far? Pretty straightforward? Okay. Again, if there's anything that you don't know how to utilize, the library has stuff. I know in the courses for MSOL, they have, sometimes they're still called LibGuides, but they're supposed to be resource starters. They're one and the same. So the library sets up these great places where you can get access to all the readings and such, so the articles and the texts and stuff that you need to have. Although some of the courses will have textbooks that you'll have to purchase, but a lot of it is actually electronic, so they'll save you some money. So those will be linked in the resource starters, as well as some guides, plus the APA Central, which our librarians are here to tell you all about, so I'm not going to steal their thunder. So just know that there'll be a link within the courses to those as well. I believe that is it. Any questions, concerns? Straightforward? Okay, I am done.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. John Coyne. I'm an associate professor of English here at Goodwin College. So I teach all of the developmental English courses up through English Lit 102. And I will be your writing support and resource. So let me give you a little background on where I'm coming from. I am a product of or survivor of Catholic education, K through 16. I went to a Catholic college. I have my master's degree, specialization in reading and writing from Harvard. No R. From Harvard. And yes, I live in Massachusetts, so I have that Boston accent, and R's are optional, as difficult as that is. And I have my doctorate from UMass Lowell, specialization in reading and writing. So I have taught at the graduate level the teaching of writing. So that's why Sandi and Susan Hansen, the librarian, we had a discussion and we thought, what do we need to do for graduate students? And I said, sure, I'll come by. And that's why you'll see that I will be here at Pent Road Monday and Thursdays, and we'll be coming in if necessary to do mini lessons in the classroom on things like transitions, introductions, conclusions. So the purpose of me coming in is twofold. One, to look at grammar, sentence structure mechanics, but also to look at the writing structure of your essays, and that includes transitions, introductions, conclusions. Your instructor, your professor is responsible for the content. I am by no means the expert in those courses, although I think I can get an associate's degree in dental hygiene now. But I will read as I'm reading your paper, I will point out where the content might be lacking, where you might need a little bit more detail. Because remember, graduate writing is a different kind of writing. It's very different from the undergraduate work that you did, because it focuses more on the critical thinking things, especially when it comes to analysis and synthesis. It's less summarization and more analysis and synthesis. So, quick story before I get thrown off. I'm writing, I finished my bachelor's degree. I'm teaching in elementary school. I'm out for a few years, and I get accepted to Harvard. Oh, I used the R. And I write my first paper. And I think I'm all that in a bag of chips because, I can write. And I remember my professor, Professor Victoria Purcell Gates, who's now at the University of Toronto, and I'm glad she's in another country. The lovely lady. But actually, so I handed, my 25-page paper, got my office appointment, and she loved to use a red pen. And when I got the paper back, it was dripping red, like it looked like a victim of a drive-by shooting. And I thought, where's the closest hospital where I can, either revive it or... But the point was, I had never written that type of paper before. Brand new to it. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to be brand new to writing, because some of you, English may not be your first language, or you haven't written an academic piece in a while. So, we're not expecting your first few writing assignments to be these, these perfect masterpieces, but we're here to help and support you. And there will be times when Sandi will say to you, gently, I think you need to go and see Dr. Coyne. And that may not be so gentle. That is code for get your tail over and I will be here. I've asked that I get a classroom because I might need the whiteboard. Because my role is a combination of tutoring and instruction. So if I'm reading a paper and I see trends, like problems, I would rather let's do a lesson. And then we can do the tutoring piece. Okay? So I am here to help. Anybody have any questions? By the way, I'm going to be working very, very closely with the instructors and with the librarian, who is my partner in crime, Susan Jane. And Susan Jane will be looking at the APA piece. Because while I will be looking at the APA piece, I'm by no, it's sixth edition manual, right? Yeah, I think I have 4 still on my desk. And APA, is very, very important. Remember, you are becoming an academic discourse community. What does that mean? You're going to have to communicate not only by speaking, but by your writing. And you have to meet a standard that's a graduate level standard. Any questions? Now that I've frightened you, let me move on. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
It's nice to see so many awake faces. I have been at work since 7 o'clock this morning, so I'm like getting close to my bedtime. I'm Susan Hansen. I'm the library director, and I'm also the director of the Academic Success Center. So the Academic Success Center, which from now on I'll call the ASC because everybody else here will say the ASC, that's where the tutors are. We have professional tutors, most of whom are also adjunct instructors here at Goodwin or other colleges. We have peer tutors. And I don't know how often, if ever, that you get over to the other buildings on campus, but we're in the River Campus building. The ASC is on the 2nd floor, right next to the 2nd floor of the library. Sometime during the course of this semester, I believe they're actually moving my tutors into the 2nd floor of the library. So we want the 2nd floor of the library to become more of a learning commons and have a lot more dynamic conversations and drop-in sessions and all kinds of exciting things going on. So what I've done, I've worked with Sandi to try to have a tutor who is a liaison to your program. And we do try to send a writing tutor over here to be here a couple of evenings a week to sit down and, unlike Dr. Coyne, not leap up maybe and do a little lesson, but to sit down with your assignment, a writing assignment before you hand in a paper, to actually review it, to give you some constructive feedback. The first thing the tutors do, they'll look at the higher concepts. Do they see your thesis? Did you make a logical argument? Can they follow your thoughts? They'll give you some advice on some of the mechanics as well, but the most important thing is they want to help you learn how to best communicate your ideas. So this semester, Elizabeth Brown will be here on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Starting next week, she'll typically be here from 4 to 6, although next week she actually has to proctor an exam from 4 to 5, so next week she'll be here Tuesday at 5, but on Thursday next week she'll be here 4 to 6. And Elizabeth will just be sitting out in the, what do you call the large area? I always just call it the large area. The lounge, okay. She'll be out in that open lounge area near the food and the little tables, and there's actually a little sign that says the writing tutor is in. So if you see a woman sitting at the sign that says the writing tutor is in, don't be afraid of her. She's very nice, actually. She's very kind, and she's very capable, and she's looking forward to being over here. Different tutors have been here during different semesters so far. Everyone enjoys their time here. If you cannot get here early on the night of your class to work with Elizabeth, there are writing tutors available to you on ground 6 days a week. So the ASC over at the other building, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 2:30 on Saturdays. There is one other e-tutor option. So say you can never get here early to work with Elizabeth and you can't get to the other building. Goodwin actually belongs to a local consortium, the Distance Learning Consortium, and you can go through the website, and I should have thought ahead and had that on. I hope you use Chrome. No. I was hoping it would come right up to Goodwin. I just want to show you where it is on the website. You do need to plan in advance if you want to work with the e-tutors, because if you upload your paper to them, it will always be at least 24 hours before they can get that back to you. During busy times of year like midterms, finals, when more papers are due, it could take longer. In the blue menu bar, under Services, the second item down is the Academic Success Center. And so again, with our tutors, with Elizabeth or any of the tutors, you can actually come to this, schedule an appointment. It's an online scheduler, so you can schedule an appointment, and you can do that at 2 in the morning if you're having a meltdown over your paper. That's when I used to have my meltdowns. You can go online and say, I think I want a tutor to look this over with me tomorrow or the next day, so you can make an appointment online. The e-tutoring is right here, gives you instructions on how to log in when you follow that link. And again, they'll have you upload the paper. Within usually 24 hours, they'll send it back with some suggestions for revision. You're allowed to resubmit the same paper up to 3 times. So they'll look at it first and make suggestions. If you send it back, they'll see if you understood their comments for revision. They'll look at it a second time and maybe give you some more suggestions. You can show it to them a third time. They will not look at it more than 3 times. But again, that takes a lot of planning in advance. And another thing the tutors can do, if you realize during the course of the semester you're having trouble like managing everything, they do great little time management sessions with people. They'll actually look at your calendar, look at your work schedule, look at everything you're doing with your families, look at what you're trying to do for school, and they will help you find a way to block out that time so that you can be successful and not be too stressed. Stress is not good. That is about it in a nutshell. And did anybody have any questions for me? Yes. You do not need a student ID to use the library. We do encourage everybody to. Yes, you do always wear it. As long as you are a student, you can use the library. We do like people to actually have their ID cards with them. We have a lot of your textbooks. We have copies on reserve. You can't check it out without your ID. We have we have group study rooms. So if you put a little study group together, you want to use that space, you've got to show us your ID. So yes, you're fine. Anyone else? Shall I introduce my partner in crime? Susan Jane. So my assistant library director is here tonight, and she's actually going to speak to you about the library piece of things, and that is Susan Jane Bigelow. And I will bring up the library website even.
How's everyone doing? Great. So I'm excited to see all of you here. This is fantastic. My name is Susan Bigelow. I am the assistant director of the library, but I am also the liaison to this program. That means that I am your librarian. So my job is to be here to support you throughout all parts of the research process. That's why the library is here. So what does that mean, the research process? That can be anything from just figuring out what you want to write about, what you want to research, to actually going out and finding what you need, to evaluating what you need, to figuring out whether or not it's any good, to then putting it together and putting it in the correct kind of style. That's why we're here. That's why the library is here. So the services that I offer as your liaison, I'm here to meet with you whenever you want to. You can email me, call me. I'm happy to come on over. I'll probably be appearing in classes fairly soon that you'll see me. And just whenever you have questions about this stuff, please feel free to contact me, especially if you're getting really stuck with research and you're really having a hard time finding what you need. I'm here to help with that. So that's why I'm here. All right, so let me show you some of the things that the library does have available. Now, our website, which you can see right here, if you're on any Goodwin College page, we're easy to find. Just click on library, just right there. There we are. There's lots of different ways to contact us. So you can get in touch with the library by, first off, you see this little thing that popped out right here? That is our chat. And what that is you can click on chat now and talk to somebody live. And that is open. That is available whenever the library is open. And I'll close this so you can see our hours. There they are. We try to be open as much as we can for you. So we're open 7 days a week. We are open on the weekends. We're open Monday through Thursday. We're open till 9:30 p.m., 7 to 9. Friday, we close a little earlier. We close at 6. Saturday, we're open 7:30 to 4. And on Sunday, we have hours in the afternoon and evening. We're open from noon until 8 p.m. because we know a lot of folks are working a little later in the afternoon and evening. And that actually came about because students wanted it that way. So this is what was requested. So we hope people will show up. As Susan mentioned, we do have study spaces in the library. We have study rooms on the second floor. We have plenty of computers for you to use. We also do have a quiet study area. So it's just a nice room that's quiet, has computers in there. Whenever that's not being used, you're free to go in there and use it as a quiet study room. So the library is a great place, a physical place to get things done. But the library also does exist in a virtual space. So most of our collections, we have a few thousand books and we have some magazines actually in the library, the physical library. But most of our collection is online. So we have over 150,000 ebooks, for example. We have millions of journal articles, magazine articles, newspaper articles, all kinds of stuff. So you can access this from anywhere, from wherever you might happen to be. To give you an idea of what we have, let's take a look at just some of our databases here. A database is just a big collection of stuff. That's it. It's a collection of stuff that's been organized in some way, and we do have databases that are specifically geared towards leadership and management. I'll just click on this so we can just take a real fast look. There we are, databases A to Z. And if you are curious, you can click on the subjects here. There's business and marketing. Here's all the different resources that we have for you, all of which will get explained in a lot further detail when you get to those parts in your classes. I'll be able to come in and talk to you about it. Or if you want to make an appointment, I'm happy to go over all of this stuff with you. Okay. I should also point out that apart from just coming in and seeing us and chatting with us, you can, if you want to, you can call us. There's our phone number. And if you want to email us, contact us right here. We'll bring up all of the librarian's email addresses. There is mine. Feel free to email me at any point. So I check my email obsessively. So if you email me, I promise you I will get back quickly. It's probably the best way to contact me. All right. We also do have these research starters. Lisa mentioned these earlier. These are guides that we've put together. There should be a guide created for each one of your courses. I'm just going to point out where they are for now, but these are guides that we put together that have different resources in them, links to websites that are great, links to ebooks that we think are really helpful for you, and sometimes links to actual course material will appear there. The other thing I wanted to mention is APA Style Central. This is a tool that we think is really going to help you out a lot if you've never used it before. It is a citation management tool, and it's also a paper writing and formatting tool. So this is a great thing because it will save you time. And that's the one thing you have very little of. I know as grad students, you're always pressed for time. So APA Style Central will do all the work of formatting your paper so that it looks good, right? And so that all the formatting and all the margins are taken care of, the running heads taken care of. It'll also save your references, put them in the right format, put parenthetical citations in for you, and output it in a very nice looking form. So let me just show you what it looks like here. So it's right down here under Student Resources. And if you don't remember anything I talk about APA Style Central, there's a whole guide right here about how to get started. I actually recommend taking a look at it. There's a whole guide about how to get started making an account and writing a paper. So I won't go through everything here, but I just want to show you what it does. Let me just quickly log into my account. Okay. Oh. Thanks, guys. Okay, well, I won't show you what it's doing then. It's actually usually pretty reliable. But okay, it will create good things for you. If you want to learn how to use it, we'll be talking about that hopefully in some of your classes, but also just come make an appointment with me. Come on over and see me. Email me. Take a look at that guide that we have. That's why we're here. We're here to help you out with this. So, try one more time. Fingers crossed. Did that work? Let's see. I don't think it did. Yeah, my name didn't appear. That's okay. Yep, okay, forget it. That's all right. All right, folks. So again, the library's here to help you out. We're here to help you through all different parts of the writing process, and we want you to get in touch with us. Okay? Sound good? All right, any questions about any of this stuff? No? All right, thanks very much.
And that concludes your orientation for the moment.